Hello and welcome to the madness that is building combat robots in Scrap Mechanic. This is episode 2 of the ScrapWars Blueprint series, and today we'll be talking about spinners. Spinners are the spinning weapons at the end of this robot, in the middle of that robot, that are meant to either do damage or send your opponent flying. The way that we do damage here is with these red blocks called Splody blocks. They will be put at the end of an indestructible weapon. And if you spin them fast enough and hit them with enough engagement, you can do damage. The exact details on that are a little bit funny, so I'm not going to get into those now, but that's the long and short of it. The way that we get them to spin is either with smart engines or thrusters, and I'll show you how to do both. So first things first, when you're working on your spinner and you're getting it to spin, you're going to want to wet it to a stick, so that your robot doesn't go flying around when you accidentally give it too much power and the thing hits the ground and goes blue. So I'm going to spawn this little number thing. There will be a link to this in the description on the workshop, and I'm going to weld that there so that we can see how fast we're spinning, because we do in fact have a tip speed limit. The way to measure that is to take an exometer and attach it where I can't get to it because I'm a ninny head. Come on, give me the thing. So we'll put these on both ends of the spinner so it is balanced. Attach the exometer to the spinner, and now we are ready to measure. First, we need to make it spin. So, this is already a thruster spinner, but I just wanted to spawn this one out, and I'll make it a smart engine spinner so you can see. First thing you need, smart engine. Second thing you need, switch. Third thing you need, 2 counters. These counters will need to be painted, one white and one black. White represents the speed, and black represents the torque. I hooked that into the wrong thing. There we go. So the way that we get these to spin realistically is on the speed counter, the white one. We set it to like 1 million or whatever. Like anything above 1 million, I believe is what the rules say. So there we go. And then we control the speed by changing the torque. To begin with, we'll set this at 1000. And then we attach the smart engine. Oh, that's the wrong direction. We attach the smart engine to the bearing, and we let it spin. Currently, we're reaching probably about 1200 speed. The tip speed limit is 2500. So say 2000 power, and then once you get it spun up to tip speed limit, then you can cover up your code, save it, all that, and you are ready to roll. The good thing about a smart engine spinner is there is torque that is emitted by the weapon to the chassis. So you can get basically, if you're spinning it up, the chassis will be pushed down, which is good for keeping your robot grounded. But that also makes your robot a bit unpredictable once you're sent up in the air. Thruster spinners don't impart force back onto the chassis, so they might be more stable for something that go horizontal. This thing already has thrusters attached to it in a way that this thruster is pushing that way and that thruster is pushing that way, and so it spins. So yeah, we will first have to put down 2 switches for this code, 1 number block and 1 memory panel. We will first attach this switch to these thrusters, attach this switch to the memory panel, not the memory panel, this switch to the number block, and this number block to the memory panel, and then the memory panel back to the thrusters. Because this is a reversible spinner code, so you can spin in either directions with the change of a button. To make it reversible, you need to paint that orange and paint that white, so that once you hit this button, it changes from bank 0 to bank 1, and you can see on the number panel that the number panel is now on bank 1, now the number panel is on bank 0. How this is going to work is we're going to, like the counter, we're going to change the power that is on the number and the memory panel, and that will then brain in my skull. That will then change the thruster power. So we can see what we're doing. We'll hook that to that and hook that to that. And first off, we'll start with 10,000 speed. But before we start spinning it, got to attach that to there and that to there. And then finally wet it to a stick and put our counter for our speed limit counter on there. Come on. There we go. Number doodad. And then bonk, bonk. And then we spin it. So we're currently pretty slow. I'm going to throw it all the way up to 50,000. And that's getting closer. 60,000. Cool. Whenever we get that dialed into the speed we want, you will then hit that button, change it over to whatever bank, and then do negative 50,000. And then once you hit this button, you could change the direction your spinner spins. You can do this exact same thing on a thruster spinner. The only difference is instead of a black counter, you will have a black memory panel, and then you'll have the same number block and colored switch set up so that it all works. Just remember that that needs to be painted white, that needs to be painted orange technically, or you could do it red or any of the main colors on this line, right here, because those all have different number values for the mod pack data blocks and their code. So that is how to make your spinners do the spin. I hope to see you making spinners in the midst of the madness again.